All right, Matt, our first title fight, UFC 245, the women's bantamweight strap on the line. You get the champ, the Lioness, Amanda Nunes, taking on the Iron Lady, former featherweight champ, Germaine de Randamie. Matt, the 5 minutes starts now. This is a title bout. And Matt, this is a rematch. I mean, these two fought in 2013. What can you tell us about that fight?
Amanda Nunes took her down, got into full mount, and beat the bejesus out of her. A lot of the shots were kind of being blocked. It was just one of those cases where GDR just couldn't get up again, so there's no sense just letting her eat a bunch of shots. I feel like this fight is going to be a lot different, but here's the thing. Holly Holm and Germaine de Randamie are pretty much the same caliber of fighter. They do a lot of similar things. They're both very good at stand-up. They both have good wrestling defense, really good at getting back up to their feet, but neither one of them, they're not going to try to wrestle you. They're not going to try to out-grapple you. They're just going to stand up, try to outstrike you. Amanda Nunes is the hardest hitting women's fighter of all time. She has one of the best ground games of any women's fighter of all time. She doesn't really have any weaknesses in her game. Early on in her career, the one thing you could say was that she didn't have great cardio, but she has more than put up with that. She fought Raquel Pennington and basically beat her up for 24 and a half minutes and then stopped her. She's been able to finish women in the first round. She can finish women in the fifth round. There's not a lot of holes in her game, and it's no disrespect to Germaine de Randamie. I just don't see many scenarios in which she comes out with the win.
The one thing I want to add to that, when Germaine de Randamie fought Raquel Pennington, it was a similar outcome for her as well. She poured on the pressure in that fight and looked great. She did. And then in her last fight against Aspen Ladd, there were a lot of people in the certain camp that said that Aspen Ladd is that next person to challenge for that title. And all of a sudden, Germaine de Randamie comes out and starts her. And you can say controversial stoppage, what have you. I thought it was a good stoppage. The commission thought it was a good stoppage when they went back and looked at it. But it wasn't a terrible one. And for Germaine de Randamie, it's a 5-fight win streak. Her last loss was to Nunes back in 2013. And that was always the knock on Germaine de Randamie, was she doesn't fight enough. She doesn't fight enough. Well, since she fought Raquel Pennington, now the Ladd fight, now the Nunes fight, she's back on the horse and she's fighting regularly. And to kind of counteract your point as well, you're not going to see her go for the takedown. You're not going to see her go for the clinch work. You're probably not going to see her go for anything on the ground. No. That's the fact that Germaine de Randamie is a very classically trained striker and one of the best women's kickboxers out there. A living legend in the kickboxing
But here's
world.
The thing. People said that about Holly Holm. Amanda Nunes kicked her in the head and stopped her.
That's true.
There's nothing that Germaine de Randamie does that Amanda Nunes hasn't seen already from other opponents, not just due to the fact that they fought once before many years ago. Amanda Nunes isn't only the best female fighter of all time. She has a claim to be one of the best fighters of all time. And
this is the thing.
Again, I'm not trying to be controversial. Amanda Nunes is one of the all-time great MMA fighters. Period.
Double champ, beat a veritable, and Joanna Jędrzejczyk had that title, but still, the boogie woman in Chris Cyborg, if you will.
She stopped her.
Huge win streak. I mean, Nunes was coming up a weight class. You're taking on, it's a super fight, and Nunes looked absolutely amazing. And yeah, she's on a 9-fight win streak. Her last loss, 2013 to Kat Zingano. 2 fights were not finishes. Split decision and unanimous decision wins over a tough Valentina Shevchenko. Exactly. That's such a cerebral fighter. And in that fight, Nunes was able to pull out the win both times. Albeit, I thought Shevchenko won one of them, but still, Nunes gets the wins. And listen, I agree with you. That's where the difference is for me in this fight. If I look at a pound-for-pound scale, Amanda Nunes is in my top 15 pound-for-pound. She's in my top 10 pound-for-pound. And you would have a tough time trying to argue with me that Amanda Nunes is not in the top 5 pound-for-pound of all in MMA right now.
You have no argument for me whatsoever. I just feel like, and that's why I brought it up, we know what Germaine de Randamie is going to do. She can go out there, work behind the jab, try to throw big combinations, hit her with a power shot. Amanda Nunes can do whatever she wants to. She can go out there and strike with Germaine de Randamie. She can go for the takedown. She can try to submit her. There's so many things Amanda Nunes does well and can incorporate into her game plan. I just feel like eventually what's going to happen is she's going to be able to hurt Germaine de Randamie, take her to the ground, and then choke her out. This fight's going to look a lot like the Miesha Tate fight, where Amanda Nunes hit her with a lot of big bombs, got her to the ground, ground and pound, and then once I get to your back, I'm going to choke you out.
Which was kind of Miesha Tate's game, really.
Exactly. It's just Amanda Nunes, I don't think it's the respect that she deserves as a champion. She's one of the all-time great fighters, and I feel like she's just going to put on one of the better performances of her career.
And another thing that I want to add to this, a lot of people were very, very negative, I believe rightfully so, once Germaine de Randamie let the featherweight title go after she beat Holly Holm in a very controversial fight. But you're going to have a hard time getting me away from watching a Germaine de Randamie fight. They're always a lot of fun. And like I said, I mean, you talk cerebral fighters, Germaine de Randamie, and with her accuracy in terms of her striking, it's always on point. And that's how she's gotten herself into yet another title fight, especially at 135. I mean, she's kind of really had a resurgence of sorts since that Holly Holm fight. So far in the UFC, only 46% accuracy below Amanda Nunes, but her defense and her strikes absorbed per minute are very, very low. 67% defense, and she's been in the UFC for a really long time. Matt, I'm really looking forward to it. Looking at the odds really, really quick before I let you have a last word. -300 favorite Amanda Nunes. Plus 230, plus 225 for de Randamie. I know we're both going to side Nunes here, but it should be a very competitive fight.
I'm going to say rear naked choke round 3. I just feel like eventually the opportunity is going to come for her to get a submission in this fight.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to take Nunes as well, and if she's going to be able to get it done, she's going to be able to get it done regardless.
If she beats Germaine de Randamie, when she beats Germaine de Randamie, who does she fight next? Because Aspen Ladd, as good as she has looked some of her performances, I don't feel like she brings anything new to the table that Nunes hasn't seen. And even if Ketlin Vieira wins, she doesn't have very good stand-up at all. So if she can't get the takedown on Nunes, she's just going to be a sitting duck. So it'll be very interesting to see where both women's career go after this fight.
And you know what's very interesting? Our main card and prelim UFC 245 2-minute and 5-minute predictions here. We got 2 more title fights left. You're not going to want to miss them. Fight Night Picks here on YouTube. Let's get into it.